Hey there, happy Wednesday. Today we're going to chat a little bit about two things that I've been doing recently in my color grading process that I think could really improve footage shot on any camera and lens combination. Now, like I've said in all my other tutorials, warning, this is not going to be technical. I have no idea what technically this is doing to the footage. I just know that I like the way it looks, and so if you like the way it looks too, feel free to try to implement this. If you don't like the way it looks, feel free to tell me, and that's cool too. But yeah, this is very not technical. This is just going to be based on stuff I've experimented with and I like the look of. So let's hop into Resolve here, and we'll kind of go through a couple images from a new spec project that I shot recently that there may or may not be a BTS video coming soon on. So here's the first shot we're going to look at here, and this is just a close-up of our talent, just kind of looking at camera. As you can see, we already kind of have our base grade on here, so the kind of little tidbits of information that I'm going to have here aren't necessarily for kind of your base grade. It's the stuff that you're going to do in that last kind of 5%, you know, sprinkle in that little bit of magic that this is really going to kind of help with. So the first tool that I have started using a lot, and I really love what it does, is this thing called Texture Pop. And it does exactly what the name says. It kind of just helps to add a little bit more texture and dimension to your image, which if you've seen my lens comparison that I did, I think 2 weeks ago, you know that my main complaint with the Sony photography lenses are they just feel kind of flat and there isn't that much three-dimensionality. Three-dimensional? There isn't that much shape to them. And so with Texture Pop, it kind of adds that back a little bit, and I think that's super cool. So I'll drag it on here and show you what it does. So we go in here, change it to advanced, and then I really like using the coarse slider here. They all kind of do the same thing, just on different levels. I like the coarse one a lot, so we just kind of drag it up here, and I'm going to kind of overcook it just a little bit so you can kind of see more so what it's doing. But then if we A-B it here, you'll see that it's just very subtly kind of adding a little more texture and dimension to your overall image, which I think is super cool, and it kind of gives you a more rounded feel to the image. So, you know, it's very, very simple, but I think it's very effective. All right, so the second thing that we're gonna play around with here is something that you've heard me kind of talk about before. It's a tool called Glow. And I have been using this for a while now, but I've figured out a little bit of a different method of using it, so I'm gonna explain that to you here and kind of show you what it does. So the first thing I'm going to do here is go to our composite type, and I'm going to put it to soft light. Why? I don't know. It just works the best. Then we're going to drag our shine threshold all the way down. Not looking great yet, but hold with me. It will. Then we're going to take our saturation, drag that all the way down as well. And then we're going to come in to our spread, and we're going to just drag this down till it looks like it's really affecting the skin tones, which is somewhere about there. And again, this still looks kind of crazy, but again, stick with me. It's gonna look good. Then we're gonna take our bright region recovery here, drag this up just a little bit, and then we're gonna turn the opacity fully off. Now we're just gonna drag that slider up until it gets to a place where it looks cool, which I think is somewhere about there. So as you can see here, as we A/B this, it's doing quite a bit. It's really kind of boosting our highlights a little bit. It's making everything feel like a little bit creamier, which is nice. And it's just kind of giving, again, our image a little bit more character, a little bit more dimension, which again is something that I feel like is kind of lacking in a lot of photography lenses. So it's cool that you're able to kind of add this in post-production. If we go now, and I think that might even still be a little bit much, so I'm gonna bring that back just a little bit. Yeah, maybe out there. That feels nice. Now, if we kind of highlight both of those and turn them both on and off, you'll kind of see the large change that it makes with these two effects here. So that's without, that's with. So it's pretty cool what you're able to kind of do here. It's definitely a stylized look, but it's something that I like and I think looks nice for this project here. So pretty cool. Let's kind of show how it applies to a couple of other examples. So our next example here is a little bit of a wider shot, nighttime shot. And so like we did last time, the first thing we're gonna add here is our Texture Pop. Texture Pop. Drag that on there. Same thing as last time. Advanced. And then we're gonna go to Coarse and just kind of bring this ever so slightly up. Yeah, so it's really subtly, again, you see it a little bit more in close-up shots. So we may even bump this up just a little bit more so we can kind of on camera see it here. Yeah, so that's doing something nice there. I like what it's doing there. As you can see, it's in the sweatshirt and in the face a little bit. It's just ever so slightly giving us a little bit more dimension, a little bit more shape, which is nice. And then the next thing, which is this is going to do a lot of the heavy lifting here, is going to add the glow. Composite, soft light, shine threshold all the way down. Come to our spread here, bring this back till it starts affecting our skin, about there. And then our saturation all the way down. Bring this down just a tad. Maybe somewhere about there. Yeah, so that looks pretty cool to me. And then we can kind of A/B that glow here real quick. Yeah, I think that looks quite nice. I like how it's kind of adding a little more attention to our kind of logo here on the sweatshirt and just kind of giving us a smoother, more glowy looking image. And then like we did last time, we'll kind of look at how both of these turned on and off looks like. That's without, that's with. So it gives just that extra little bit of something here, which I think is nice. Let's also here look at a shot that was not lit at all, which I think is another good test. So here's just a shot we have outside. This girl kind of just looking at this dude here who's talking. So we'll kind of go in here and we'll add our texture pop and we'll go to advanced, rough, drag that up. Yeah, and as you can see, it's just giving just a little bit more shape and texture to the overall image like it's done in the past ones. That looks pretty nice there. And then we'll add our glow as well. And this is without, and that's with. So I think it just adds something a little nice there. One more here we'll look at. It's the kind of close-up of that wider shot that we saw here. So we will add our texture pop. Nice, that feels good. And then our glow. Yeah, so this one you can really kind of see what it's doing here. So without the effects, with the effects. Pretty cool. I feel like I've said pretty cool a lot, but it is. It's very cool. So as you can see, this definitely does make a pretty sizable difference. You know, it's not necessarily in, because like I said, without this here, it's still structurally looks the same, but just with those there, it gives it that extra little bit of pop. Here real quick, I'll kind of show them all side by side so you can see them on one screen, kind of the difference between the two. So as you can see, texture pop and glow are two tools that can really elevate the look of your image. Now it's not going to do a ton if you aren't kind of great at getting a good base look or a base grade built. But if you're really just looking for something that's going to give you that extra 5% of quality or interest, I think these two tools do just that. And I know myself, I'm always looking for things that can kind of make my spec projects look a little higher quality, a little higher budget. And I think that these tools really help me to be able to do that. And especially when I'm shooting a lot of them on photography lenses like the 24-70, I think this is really where these tools shine. So I know this is a shorter video, but hopefully you found something in here useful. If not, you know, as always, my apologies, and I'll see you next week. Bye.